down versus like where you're at this year? Physically, emotionally, mentally, all that.
I think there was just a lot coming at me last year at this time. Like, I'm trying to move to a new city. I'm living in a hotel. I'm trying to figure out my teammates, trying to figure out.
Hello, basketball fanatics, and welcome back. Oh my goodness, where do I even begin with this absolute masterpiece of chaos? The Wumba just dropped a bombshell that has set social media ablaze, and the reactions, pure, unadulterated comedy gold.
Coach, so this is kind of a full circle moment, and I grew up playing a lot of AAU sports, whether it was softball, basketball, soccer. I did it all, and I actually grew up.
Caitlin Clark, yes, that Caitlin Clark, the player who apparently doesn't deserve anything according to a vocal minority of keyboard warriors, just became captain of the Wumba All-Star Game. And let me tell you, the meltdown is nothing short of spectacular. While some folks were busy writing dissertations about her attitude, actual fans were out here doing the work, voting. The irony, my friends, is simply chef's kiss, so grab your popcorn, settle in, because today we're diving deep into the sensational story of Captain Clark and the furious aftermath. Let's talk about what actually happened here, because apparently some people need a reality check. Caitlin Clark didn't just get a few votes, she received the most all-star votes in WNBA history. We're talking a staggering 1,293,526 votes.
I think I probably know that better than most people by now, and to be so close twice, it definitely hurts, but at the same time, like, you know, we were right there, we battled.
To put that into perspective, she had more votes than every single all-star from 2023 combined, more votes than Ajah Wilson, more than Breanna Stewart, more than any player in the league. But sure, tell me again how she doesn't move the needle. She doesn't just move the needle, folks. She is the needle. This isn't just about a popularity contest, though. Let's be honest, all-star voting always has been and always will be a popularity contest. This is about undeniable fan engagement. This is about a player who has captivated an entire nation, bringing unprecedented attention to women's basketball, and the Wumba as a business knows exactly what that means. Now, before all the usual suspects start foaming at the mouth in the comments, let me address the elephant in the room. Yes, there are other incredibly deserving candidates. Skylar Diggins, Smith, Sabrina Ionescu, Ajah Wilson, Napheesa Collier. These are all incredible players who could have made legitimate cases for captain. But here's the thing that seems to escape the haters' comprehension: fan voting. It's for the fans, and what's absolutely hilarious about this whole manufactured outrage is how transparent it is. These same people complaining about Clark being captain are often the ones who spend more time watching her games than actual Clark fans do. Morkel that backends after tappte that it came digging gamshers, double. That's right, the haters are, in a strange twist of fates, Caitlin's second biggest fan group. They are hate watching every single Fever game, tweeting about her daily, analyzing her every move like it's their full-time job. Congratulations, you've officially become obsessed. The obsession is real, and frankly, it's kind of sad to watch. Let's break down some of the absolutely unhinged takes I've been seeing online. Asterisk, she's averaging too many turnovers. Really, you want to know who leads the NBA in turnovers every year? Usually, it's an all-star point guard. When you handle the ball as much as Clark does and create as much offense as she does, turnovers come with the territory. It's a byproduct of high usage and playmaking. But apparently, basic basketball understanding is too much to ask for from these self-proclaimed experts. Your team doesn't win enough. Oh, this one's rich. The Indiana Fever has been one of the most improved teams in the league this season. When Clark's on the floor, they're a completely different team. Let's compare this to some other players. These same critics championing Angel Reese's Chicago Sky had 4 wins when some of these critiques were flying around while the Fever were making significant strides, and yet they act like that's somehow more impressive than what Clark's accomplished. Please rigged public vote. Rigged it how? Exactly. Because fans voted, because Clark is popular, because she sells tickets and drives viewership. That's not rigging, but that's called being incredibly good at your job and entertaining millions of fans. The WNBA is a business, and Caitlin Clark is arguably the best thing that's happened to that business in years.
Like I've said, like, I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. Like, I want to be able to, I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go in transition and find.
Speaking of comparisons, let's have an honest conversation about Paige Bueckers. Look, Bueckers is an incredible player. There's no question about that. She's Paige freaking Bueckers, and anyone pretending otherwise is delusional. But the argument that she should be captain over Clark, come on now, Clark is averaging more points, more assists, more rebounds, and her team has more wins. Their effective field goal percentages are basically identical, but somehow Clark doesn't deserve it. Here's what really gets me about the Buckers comparison, and I say this with immense respect for Paige. Clark is putting up better numbers across the board while carrying a significantly bigger offensive load. Paige has been great, absolutely, but she's not doing what Clark is doing night in and night out in terms of overall impact on both ends of the floor. The impact metrics, the advanced stats, the eye test, they all favor Clark. But apparently that doesn't matter to the haters. The media voting was particularly entertaining to watch. You had some voters putting injured players who've missed significant time as starters, but somehow Clark being a captain is controversial. The same Clark who's been carrying her team and putting up all-star numbers consistently. I saw ballots where people voted for players averaging 6 turnovers a game and missing half their games, but Clark gets criticized for her turnover rate. The hypocrisy is unreal, and can we talk about the absolute hypocrisy of some of these takes? She only got votes because of her college fan base. Okay, and those college fans became Voda fans because of her. Isn't that exactly what the league wanted? Growth, new fans. But apparently new fans don't count if they're Clark fans. The gatekeeping is real, and it's embarrassing. The turnovers argument is particularly brain dead. Clark was averaging more turnovers per game at this time last year, and guess what? She was still an all-star starter then. This year, she's averaging more points, more assists, more rebounds, fewer turnovers, and better overall play. But somehow, this year she doesn't deserve it. The mental gymnastics are Olympic level. What's really fascinating is watching people try to downplay Clark's impact on the league. The ratings don't lie. Games featuring Clark consistently draw higher viewership. Attendance at Fever games, both home and away, has skyrocketed. Merchandise sales are through the roof. Her first sneaker release, an instant sellout. But apparently, none of that matters when it comes to all-star selections. Give me a break. The reality is that Clark's selection as captain isn't just about individual stats or team records. It's about what she represents for women's basketball. She's brought unprecedented attention to the league, converted casual fans into dedicated viewers, and elevated the profile of every player she shares the court with. That kind of impact deserves recognition. The WNBA isn't stupid. They know what drives their business, and Caitlin Clark is at the center of it all. What's really funny is watching these critics act like they're protecting the integrity of the game. Protecting it from what? Popularity, entertainment, fan engagement. The WNBA has struggled for years to gain mainstream attention, and now that they have it largely because of Clark, suddenly that's a bad thing. The logic is non-existent. The draft element of being captain is going to be must-see television. Clark gets to pick her team, and every selection is going to be analyzed and debated. Will she pick Bokers and show there are no hard feelings? Will she go with Aliyah Boston first out of loyalty to her teammate? The possibilities are endless, and each choice will create more conversation and buzz around the All-Star game, which has admittedly been lacking excitement in recent years. Clark being captain sends a clear message about where the league is heading. It's embracing its stars. It's recognizing what drives fan interest. And it's not afraid to let popularity play a role in these selections. That's healthy for any professional sports league. The bottom line is this: Caitlin Clark got elected captain because she earned it through her exceptional play, her undeniable popularity, and her monumental impact on the game, right? The haters can cry about it all they want, but at the end of the day, they're just proving how relevant and important she is to women's basketball. Their obsession with her is the greatest compliment they could give, even if they're too bitter to realize it. So, to all the people having meltdowns right now, I have one simple message. If you don't like it, vote next time. Oh wait, you were too busy writing essays about why Clark is terrible to actually participate in the process. How perfectly fitting the fans have spoken. Captain Clark is here and the salt is flowing freely. What a beautiful day for basketball. The meltdown continues, and honestly, I'm here for every single second of it. Captain Clark has a nice ring to it, don't you think? If you're Team Caitlin and think she absolutely deserved this captain spot, smash that like button and subscribe. What player do you think she should pick first? Drop your predictions below in the comments. We want to hear from you.